Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5 and I'm going to film a couple of videos today. Today is about patches, morale patches. I, for one, am a big fan of Velcro morale patches, especially the PVC variety. I'm going to talk about this one in more detail because I thought it was funny and it kind of relates to me as a person. But yeah, I use morale patches on my organizers, which my second video is going to be on organizers. I got a Texas flag on this one, and I got the oh man, I can't believe I forgot the name of it. It's the snake on the pole. It's a reference to the Old Testament in the book of Numbers, where the Israelites are wandering through the wilderness and they're being attacked by snakes, and they look up at the pole with the snake wrapped around it, and they're healed and they don't die. And has often been used on ambulances and places of medicine as a symbol of healing. And that's on my IFAC. And I got some more morale patches on my Condor jacket. But this video is going to be specific about this patch and why I find it funny and how it pertains to me as an individual. And I'm going to zoom in on it. Some of you probably already recognize what it's referencing, but some of you may not. This is Ugandan Knuckles. And Ugandan Knuckles, well, Knuckles is a character off of the video game Sonic the Hedgehog. And Ugandan Knuckles is this overweight version of Knuckles, and he has a Ugandan accent. And how this all got started was a joke. It was a troll on a VR game. I think it's VR Chat, and a group of people made their characters to be this character, and they'll pick one person and they would surround them, and they would bombard them with questions like, do you know the way? Are you my queen? Follow me, my brothers. She knows the way. And they'll pick like a female or someone, and they'll ask them, do they know the way? Or if it's a female, they'll say, oh look, the queen, she knows the way. And they will just kind of troll them and follow them. And every time they'll try to escape, they'll or the person they're trolling would escape, they would find them and follow them and just kind of, almost ruin the game for them. Because this game was based on talking and chatting with people in different worlds and stuff. And anyways, how I got introduced to Ugandan Knuckles was Ugandan Knuckles versus Perfect Cell. And this was a meme. It was used on the internet for X amount of time. And they finally animated him to fight Perfect Cell from Dragon Ball Z Kai. And this Perfect Cell's having this tournament, and this character goes back and forth with Cell, and this character ends up beating up Cell and killing him. And it was such a popular concept that they had like 3 or 4 installments of Ugandan Knuckles versus Cell, and Cell absolutely hates Ugandan Knuckles. And finally, on one of the versions, Cell goes to hell, and he's being tortured by Ugandan Knuckles. But it's hilarious, and I loved it. And so when I was looking for a new patch for both this organizer and my Vortex EDC Commuter 2.0, I wanted something that wasn't overtly tactical. No don't tread on me stuff, or I support the Second Amendment. It's not that I don't support the Second Amendment, I just don't want to be openly advertising that I might be carrying a gun. So I wanted something that was kind of funny, kind of silly, something that might bring a little bit of laughter into someone's life, but not necessarily show any political affiliation. And so I bought this patch, and there's many funny patches. They got one referencing the It's Ma'am lady, the transvestite that got called sir at a GameStop. They got a lot of different patches for every kind of social happening and a reference, and those patches for everything. But I got this patch, and then like a day or so after I ordered it on Amazon, and by the way, this patch came in late. I've been waiting a long time to make this video. But after waiting a couple of days, I started thinking about it, and I was like, look at this patch. Follow me, Buddhas, I know the way. This is exactly the same thing that's done to me that I absolutely hate. You know, I have a speech impediment, and most people are pretty cool about the speech impediment, but then there was a lot of people who are real jerks about my speech impediment. And they will go on my page and spell things the way they think I say it, even though sometimes I'm actually saying it correctly. Like a lot of times when I say water, I know I'm not saying it perfectly, but I am saying it correctly. And they will spell the way that I say water, like W-A-D-D-E-R, and you know, they'll have a laugh at my speech impediment, even though the T in the word water is pronounced as a soft D. If you go in the dictionary, it is pronounced as a D, not a T. You're not supposed to say water. You're supposed to say water. That's the correct way of saying it. Now, I sound a little bit funny because I have a speech impediment, but I am saying it correctly. So, but I get this all the time from people, probably 13 or 12-year-olds, who are too stupid to press I'm over 18 years old on certain websites. But anyways, back on my subject, I get people all the time spelling things the way they think I say it, and it irritates me because, you know, I already know that I have a speech impediment. I don't need you pointing it out to me. And I actually had a guy who, for like 3 months straight, he would go down the list of my videos and do it on every single one of my videos on a daily basis. And you know, at first I kind of ignored it because, you know, you can't really win with trolls. Eventually I was like, hey dude, you're spelling that wrong. I don't want you to look like a fool. So, you know, I just want to let you know you're spelling it wrong. But he eventually gave up because I didn't give him too much attention. But I thought this was hilarious because here I am being irritated at people spelling things the way they think I say it. And yet I bought this patch that says, follow me, Buddhas, I know the way. You know, they're spelling it how this character's accent says it. So I thought of myself as kind of a hypocrite. You know, I don't like it when people do it to me, but when they do it to this fictional character, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny. So that's what the video is really about, is my hypocrisy. Can't really say that word correctly either. But and it's not that I'm being hypocritical, it's just that this is a fictional character. No one's making fun of anyone in particular. Possibly you could say they're making fun of Ugandan's accent, but this is not a real person, obviously, so they're not making fun of an individual. But when people do it to me, they're making fun of me as an individual, something that I can't help and have struggled with my whole life. So I don't like it when people do it to me, but when it was being done to this fictional character, I just laughed. And after I realized that the same thing is happening to this fictional character that was happening to me, I laughed even more. Because, you know, I thought of myself as kind of a hypocrite, and, you know, I've come to the conclusion that Ugandan Knuckles has brought me a lot of joy because he says things funny. And I guess I bring other people joy at my expense because they get to make fun of someone who can't speak correctly or pronounce things correctly. And so I guess I bring them a small amount of joy because they get to make fun of me. And I guess that's just the lot that I'm left with in life, that I make other people feel better about themselves because they talk with a redneck accent, and I sound like I'm from across the pond. I often get confused as a foreigner in Texas because I don't sound like a Texan to a lot of people. Some people say I'm a cross between Australian Texan or Australian Irish or Texan Irish or British Texan. They'll say that I sound like one of the English-speaking European countries, but with a southern twang to it. But that's it. That's the video. I just want to show you this patch and how these videos and these memes have brought me a lot of joy. And then I had this sudden realization that I kind of give people joy in the same way, but at my own expense. And I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this patch on this organizer or if I'm going to put it on my Vortex Commutal 2.0. But I thought I'd make a video talking about this. The next video I'm going to be comparing two organizers, this one and an Expedition. And I hope you tune in for that one as well. I'm Asatsu5, and I'm out.